All right. Once again, good morning. Thank you for joining. I really thought this was going to be a fun way to kind of mesh, what I do for a living in security, and for the chess players out there or those looking to get into chess. Once again, thank you everyone for joining. Talk a little bit about the importance of chess, and I think it relates to security in a few different aspects. One of them being problem solving, and we'll get into that a little bit later. With the different types of security that there is out there. Um, Abstract reasoning, right? Security officers kind of have to think on their feet, but they also have to be calm under pressure. And probably one of the most important things, for individual working in security, they have to have critical thinking skills. And be a good, sportsman, good team player, if you will. My guest today, folks, very glad to have him, Evan, CEO of Premier Chess. Good morning. I want to tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, all that good stuff. Good morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here, of course. I'm a national chess master and owner of Premier Chess. We do a lot of corporate classes, school programs, private lessons, camps, tournaments, and pretty much whatever we do, whether it's partnering with a school or Google or Citigroup. Um, Kramer Levin, the law firm, whichever it is. We love teaching business and life lessons through the game. And that's pretty much what we do. And it's great to be here today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I looked at your website. I'm going to have the link in the description so people can, watch it live now and, check it out later. But you do a lot of really good work, over hundreds of schools you deal with, private companies as well. Could you talk a little bit about, how they use your program to help their students? Because you have a wide range of a age group, right?
So we teach 3 to adult, and there's no program. We're a company. We work with 80 schools, and no two contracts, are the same. So, we do a lot of curriculum classes. We do after-school programs, electives, professional development, etc. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, I wanted to kind of go through, I had a couple of questions, I kind of gave them to you earlier, being the way that I am, I always like to be prepared. So, we kind of went through these questions, and I gathered some of these from previous students who wanted to learn how to play chess, kind of first and foremost, never been exposed to the game. People have heard of it and they think it's a very hard, game to pick up. But why do you feel people should learn chess?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I think there's many reasons. It helps with competition. It helps with critical thinking. It helps with intuition. It's a great way to meet friends and network. Um, look, ultimately, you can build a career out of it. I myself manage 80 programs. I manage 50 instructors. Um, I make more than I ever made before in corporate America. And it's a great business.
Now, for me, I never really understood the game of chess until I was in like junior high school, and I had a great social studies teacher who used the Civil War and chess, like they just mashed it up together to kind of show and illustrate the different battles that took place. And then I was like hooked. I really learned it a little bit more once I joined the military. And then when I got into the private sector, I was amazed by how many people play chess. I got my butt whipped by so many people. Talk about, how long do you think it takes someone to learn the game of chess?
I mean, to
Talk about,
learn the
how long do you
rules,
think it.
it's not very long. It could take, a couple lessons, but of course, the master, it takes, pretty much a lifetime. So, um, yeah.
I think, for me, I'm still playing. I play daily on my chess apps, which are always fun, and I always try to get a game with a coworker or even I worked at the World Trade Center at the recovery site. I was always able to kind of like pick up a game. I had a small little pack, and I was just amazed by how many people just wanted to play. I got my butt whipped in New York City, at Union Square a few times. It definitely humbled me. I don't have a rating, but for those who want to know, how would you explain chess ratings?
Yeah. So I think basically there is a rating system. The higher up you go, the better. 2200 is master. I'm just over 2200 myself, so I am a national master, and basically that's rated in the top 2% of players in the country.
Awesome, that's amazing. I think me, I look at my rating, I'm like 820, 830, and I've been told like the typical New Yorker, rush, rush, rush. Most of my games are like done and over within 5 minutes, which has helped me understand the way that I think a little bit, and I apply that to my training as a security instructor. Have to have a good lesson plan, kind of have to have a good game plan going in. We'll talk about the bits and pieces in just a minute. For those who don't know the game of chess, maybe we just take like 2 minutes to go over those pieces. But when we talk about, or people hear the words check and checkmate, you see it on TV and movies and sometimes in real life. What's the quickest explanation that you would give for what's check and checkmate mean for those who don't know?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to know the rules. Of course, a lot of adult beginners actually won't know the differences like check, checkmate, and stalemate. And yeah, I mean, basically, one common misconception, by the way, is that kings never get captured in chess. Very often, we work with beginners for the first time, and they do assume that kings do get captured. It's just not correct. And yeah, basically, um, yeah, that basically, yeah, check means the king is in danger, and checkmate means the king is in check, and there's no way to get out of check.
So, when we talk about the piece, I'm going to show a couple of, pop-ups in a minute. Obviously, this one being the pawn. For me, when I explain this to my security people, right, I kind of tell people, think of the pawns. People kind of put like a negative, thought to pawns, but pawns play a very important role, in the game of life and in chess as well. They're kind of like on the front line. Our security officers are on the front line. They're going to see the most action. There are more of them than any other piece. But how would you describe, this pawn piece right here?
Well, pawn, of course, is the smallest piece. It's the least valuable in the beginning, but of course, it does have the potential to promote to a bishop, rook, or a knight. My rabbi Levi Walton actually likes to talk about the pawn being similar to a person, because they move forward and they could actually have the potential to pray and do other mitzvahs and actually become above angels. This is actually something that the Lubavitcher Rebbe spoke about. And yeah, so, and yeah, there's a lot of things about the pawn that, people don't know. For instance, en passant is kind of a special rule in chess that I would say most beginners actually don't know about.
I just, I've played the game for, a couple of years, and I'm just really understanding that term and that move now. But you're right, like, that's a good explanation. Like the pawns just, keep moving forward, keep doing their thing, and they can get promoted. Another piece, people misjudge this. They call it the horse, but the actual name is what? The knight, right?
Correct.
Knight. Okay, so it's kind of a wicked piece, one of my favorite that I like to play, and I'm more of a defensive person, so I like the knight to kind of be a little farther back and just have that ability to see an attack. Has a little different move pattern than some of the rest. But kind of going through the pieces, what would you say about the knight?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, it could be confusing, for beginners. It's definitely probably the piece that, they move uh, incorrectly the most. But yeah, basically, it goes 1-2 turn like an L, and of course, yeah, it's the only piece that hop over as well.
Other pieces too. Obviously, we have the bishop and the rook. Powerful pieces, but they must be used correctly. Bishop and the rook, great pieces, and I kind of do the same thing. With security, you have specialty individuals in security. They might be fire guards or like fire safety directors. They're very important pieces who kind of protect the kings and the queens in these games. Strong pieces. Um, you know, Getting into the queen and the king. What would you say about those pieces? Those four: bishop, rook, queen, king.
It's hard to say. I mean, like I think again, it's just important to know the rules. Of course, by the way, I mean, even yesterday in the World 960 Championship, which is a variant of chess. Wesley So, actually last year's champion, who was second in the world in classical chess, basically lost because he didn't know the rules. He thought he could castle in a certain position when his king was in check. And I just thought, it was kind of like an important lesson for everyone, just because, you need to know the rules. So, um,
Something can be easily overlooked, or maybe you get a little nervous under pressure. Knowing the pieces of the board and kind of where they lie, maneuvering through that board, very important. A lot of people will say you have to kind of like control the center, but everyone plays a little differently. And in the game of chess, how do you know who goes first?
well, white always moves first.
White always moves. Easy, easy one. Um, where do you currently see most of your players coming from this year? COVID really changed a lot of different businesses and sectors. But how have you been getting your students mostly with the pandemic? Has it impacted you at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great time for chess. We were quoted in the New York Times. We've had over uh, 250 people, and or probably a lot more, in all of our virtual programs. And yeah, I mean, Queen's Gambit, of course, was a very big impact to pretty much everyone in the chess industry. And then people were streaming on Twitch, and
Hmm.
yeah, it was a great time for chess.
Here at Guardian Group Services, we've been, giving away like free classes every now and then and encouraging people to better themselves. And I know that you guys teach a really good, valuable course. Um, how do you feel chess can help individuals both in the workplace and in their personal lives?
Yeah, and by the way, just to clarify, we don't have a course.
Okay.
We individualize. Everything. Everything we do is 100% customizable. I had a school reach out to us yesterday, for instance. Say like, how much does your class cost? I
Hmm.
said I have no idea. It depends what you're looking for. We have some
Gotcha.
schools that will work with us. Several days a week for several hours a day. We have other schools that will partner with us for, an hour or two a week.
Hmm.
And it all, of course, depends on your goals. If you're looking to, put chess on your brochure and say that you, offer chess, then yeah, like an hour or two is, maybe sufficient. But if you're looking to build a chess program, then okay, it's not. So that's just kind of like how it works. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, basically, like I said before, there's a lot of benefits. In business, people need to learn how to think on their feet, mitigate risk, but at the same time, keep risk to be somewhat successful. And then also, there's a lot about being able to prepare beforehand. My
Hmm.
friend Jim Egerton actually wrote a book, Business on the Board, where he talks about all the business and life lessons you can learn from the game. And I would also definitely encourage everyone to check out my podcast, premierchess.com/podcast, where I've had a large variety of big business professionals, many of which are like strong chess players. For instance, probably the first person who comes to mind is my friend James Altucher, who is a chess master and one of the best, most successful, hedge fund managers around.
Very nice. If you had to choose one person, present or from the past, who would you love to play a game of chess with and sit across from?
Um, I don't know, maybe Fisher. I
Okay,
do know a lot of people who have had the privilege of playing him. Um, yeah,
awesome.
that'd be cool.
Evan, I just wanted to thank you so much for your time. I know you are super busy, doing really, really good stuff. So, thank you for, jumping in, for this time. For those who are interested, definitely check them out. The link and the information will be listed in the description. Anybody that's looking to take training courses with us, we obviously do security training, fire safety training, OSHA, all of that good stuff. GuardianGroupServices.com. And once again, make sure that you're following Premier Chess. Check out Evan, premierchess.com. Your information is listed there as well. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. We're going to be purchasing some equipment from your site. You still have sets and game clocks listed on your website?
We do. We definitely our main thing, of course, is classes and whatnot. But we do
Hmm.
have a nice e-commerce site as well. So
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. I think we have clocks on there, boards on there, magnetic sets,
Okay.
a lot more. So
Awesome. I'm gonna pick one up for me here in the office, but we're also gonna do one as like a giveaway at the end of the year for our students. Evan,
I
thank you
like
so
it.
much
Sounds good.
again for your time. Once again, what's the best way people can reach out to you if they're interested?
Yeah, of course, you can go to our website, premierchess.com. You could also email me, evan at premierchess.com. Or actually, even usually the best is book an appointment on my calendar directly at calendly.com/premierchess. And you can book a time that would be convenient to connect.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again. Appreciate it. We'll be staying in touch. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.